Hello students, welcome to the Tantra Physics classes. Today I will discuss some examples on vectors. These are the basic examples. They may be simple for some students, but we will go gradually to more and more better level problems and examples. Maybe it will take 2 more lectures, but today's examples will be basic, fundamental, and you have to do them many a time so that you go to higher and higher levels of problems. So most of the problems are in my head, and I have been teaching physics for quite some time, for last 20 years. इसलिए बहुत सारे ऑब्जेक्टिव्स और प्रॉब्लम्स जो वहाँ नीट और आईआईटी में पूछे जाते हैं वो हम पहले मेरे दिमाग में हैं, तो मैं उन्हीं को रिकॉल करके कुछ यहाँ पर आपके साथ प्रॉब्लम्स और ऑब्जेक्टिव्स डिस्कस करूँगा. वट एवर कम्स इन टू माई माइंड. तो maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, tomorrow I will deliver one more lecture on advanced level problems on vectors, so that it covers both NEET aspirants and JEE aspirants. Okay, let me start. First point, problem first or example first on vectors. Suppose I want to put the problem in a model type or in a symbolic way. I will not write the whole problem. I will not write the question itself. I want to make it as simple as possible, and I want to make it in a model type way. I want to model the problem. That is, you see, let me say, put vector A magnitude is equal to vector B magnitude, let me say, and it is a given condition, and vector A is perpendicular to vector B. This is given. This is the given condition. Magnitude of A is magnitude of B, and vector A is perpendicular to vector B. Now, the question is, n is a number, n A minus B, and B vector, these two vectors, n times A minus B vector and B vector, what is the angle between them? What is the angle theta between n A minus B and B? This is our question. Vector A magnitude is equal to vector B magnitude. Vector A is perpendicular to vector B. This is given condition. Okay, I will write it as given. This is given. And n times A minus B and B, इन दो वेक्टर्स के दरमियान what is the angle? पहले ये A minus B मुझे कंस्ट्रक्ट करना पड़ेगा. वैसे एक बात मैं यहाँ बताना चाहता हूँ आपको, A minus B का जो डायरेक्शन है, that's the same as n times A minus B, because multiplying by a number is not going to change the direction of A minus B. So whether you find n into A minus B vector, or the angle between this hole and this, or A minus B, B is the same thing. This n may be 2, 3, 4, it is a number. So it is as good as writing angle between A minus B and B. That is all. So first of all, it will not make any difference. ये जो n है, ये 2b, 3b, 4b हो सकता है, लेकिन A minus B vector और B vector के दरमियान क्या एंगल है, वो आपको निकालना है. और that is very simple. I will show you one method, one simple method. So we will try to get a method which is simpler, straightforward, lucid and short. So first of all, this is a vector A. One more vector, that is B, is perpendicular to A. This is B. Whatever is given, we make it geometrically. And what is A minus B vector? Construct that. This is A minus B vector. This is A minus B vector. Connecting the tips of the two vectors. This is A minus B. If I want to find A plus B, that I have to make a parallelogram, then this will be the A minus B. So these two vectors, their magnitude is the same. So the lengths are the same. Therefore, this angle is 45. This angle is 45. So we have to find angle A minus B and B. B is in the forward direction like this, and This is vector A minus B. So we have to find this angle. This is the vector A minus B. This is upwards direction B vector. So you have to find this, the angle between the two arrowheads we have to find. So it is very simple. The answer is 180, that is the whole angle from here to here, minus 45. That will make it 145, that is 5, 3 and 1. 135 is the answer. That is all. I got it done. Now, second problem, second one. It's simple. It's so simple. Magnitude is equal to magnitude. A vector is perpendicular to B. I make the diagram in a symbolic way, and then we solved it geometrically. It is straightforward, clear, and simple way of doing the things. Number second. Number second, let me make a simple algebraic problem. Vector A plus vector B is equal to vector A minus vector B. This is given. If this is the case, this is given. Question is, what is the condition for that? What is the condition that the above equation holds? Above equation holds. ये दिया हुआ है, तो हमें सिर्फ कंडीशन निकालना है कि भाई अगर ये इक्वेशन है तो क्या कंडीशन होना चाहिए ताकि ये इक्वेशन ट्रू है, इट होल्ड्स. सो यू डू अ सिंपल अलजेब्रा ऑन दैट. So it is vector A plus vector B is equal to vector A minus vector B. This vector A positive on the right side is positive on the right side, they will cancel off. B you shift onto this side, there's 2B vector is equal to 0. To get it here, B is equal to 0. So if this equation has to hold, that's only possible agar vector B 0 hai. This is the answer. Third point. Third point. Third is, have a look, because you see I am giving you simpler examples of vectors before we go to more complex ones in a few days of time. Now here, this is x-axis, this is y-axis, this is origin, and it's a vector, a vector. Its magnitude is 10. Let me suppose it is 45 degrees. My question, what is x component of a vector ax? What is ax and ay? That's the question. So what you do, what I have shown you earlier, draw a perpendicular. This is ax part. Draw a perpendicular here. This is ay part. Now what is ax? ये जो वेक्टर है क्या एंगल बनाता है एक्स एक्सिस के साथ 45. तो इस डायरेक्शन में क्या कंपोनेंट होगा? cos कंपोनेंट, दैट इज a cos 45. एंड व्हाट इज ay? तो इसके साथ एंगल डिफाइन नहीं है. एंगल हमने इसके साथ डिफाइन किया है. जिसके साथ एंगल डिफाइन नहीं है वो तो साइन कंपोनेंट बन जाता है. इट इज a by root 2. इट इज a by root 2. आंसर सिंपल. क्वेश्चन इज, ये वेक्टर जो है जो दिया हुआ है तो एंगल भी दिया है तो हमें x और y कंपोनेंट निकालने हैं. एज द वेक्टर इज इन द xy प्लेन, इफ आई आस्क यू व्हाट इज द az कंपोनेंट, द आंसर इज 0 because the vector is in the xy plane, it has no z component. This is third example that I have explained to you. Acha, let me go to the fourth example. Fourth example. Fourth example. Fourth example. Have a look here. Let me take an inclined plane. Let me say, okay, this angle is 30 degrees for the sake of argument. It is an object here. What is my question? My question is, if I make it 2 kg, its mass is 2 kg. Its mass is 2 kg. And let me suppose this is in equilibrium, or it may not be even in equilibrium, it will be moving downwards. Question is, my question which I make out of this example, what is x and y components of its weight? Weight is nothing but mg. Here it is, m is 2 kg and g is 10, that is, it is 20 newtons. This is the weight. My question is, what are the x and y components of its weight? So how do you do it? But here x-axis and y-axis are, you can choose x-axis and y-axis to your own convenience. आप अपनी मर्जी से x और y चूज कर सकते हो. ऐसा नहीं कि हमेशा x-axis ये लेंगे आप और y-axis ये लेंगे आप. ये कोई बात नहीं हुई. You can always choose the coordinate system to your own convenience, to your own advantage. So how do you do that? Let me take, this is the x-axis, and therefore this must be the y-axis. That is what is important. X and y should be perpendicular to each other. If somebody asks me why you choose this line as an x-axis, my answer is that this is the direction of motion of the body. So I take it as an x-axis. Convenient way. So what we do is put mg downwards because it's a gravitational force. Weight is a gravitational force. That's 20 Newton. Put it like this. If this is 30, this is 90, this will be 60, this is again 30. Now put this into components like this. Split it. In this, इसके साथ angle defined है. So it is 20. That is the vector cos 30. And this is 20 sin 30. Now you can understand what is x and y component. Wx, weight, the x component of the weight, that is this one. But it's the opposite to x. That is minus 20 sin 30. That is minus 20 into 1 by 2. That's minus 10 Newton. What about the y component? Y component is this. But that is again to the y that you have chosen, right? So what is Wy? That is minus 20 cos 30. That is minus 20 root 3 by 2. That is minus 10 root 3. Answer. Have a look. So clear. This is the weight. These are the two components. This is finished. This is the cos component. This is the sin component. This comes opposite to x. This comes opposite to y. Therefore, Wy is minus of this. Wx is minus of this. Had this been in this direction, then it would have been positive. Okay. Now, let me go to the fifth example. Fifth example. Fifth example. Fifth example. Fifth example. Fifth example. But don't forget that what I am doing, I am giving you the examples of vectors. These are the basic level vector examples. तो आगे जाकर के हम आहिस्ते से और भी ठीक एग्जाम्पल देंगे ताकि JEE is also covered, NEET is also covered, everything is covered. Now see, what is more important is that you see vectors. You won't be asked questions directly on vectors. Questions will be asked on the application of vectors because vectors are used everywhere. You should be able to split vector into two pieces, add 2-3 vectors, and sum the vectors in the x direction, the y direction. If you have so many vectors, you should be able to add them through components, which I have already shown you. So all these things you should be very familiar, you should be very easy to deal with these vectors so that the physics becomes easier for you. Otherwise, physics will haunt you all the time. Every time you will come across these vectors. Anywhere, everywhere. Whether you are going to the electric field, magnetic field, kinematics, motion in a plane, motion in 3 dimensions, rotational dynamics, everywhere. So you have to have a lot of practice with vectors before you do other fields in physics. That's why I prefer to give more lectures on vectors before we go to the kinematics and other fields. Okay, now fifth point. Fifth point is, let me make an example. Okay, Px, is equal to, okay, 4 root 3, because I want the answer should be good enough. I mean, it should be, answer should be quite understandable. It should be 30, 60 or known angle. And meters, let me suppose it's py, okay, py, okay, let me take it minus 4 meters. These are the components of a vector. My first question to you is, okay, let me make the question here. Construct the vector. Construct the vector. This is the first question that I am asking you. Second question about this. I want to know what is the angle this vector makes with the positive direction of x-axis. Mark it well. Positive direction of x-axis, not the negative direction of x-axis. What is the angle the vector makes? What is the angle the vector makes with positive direction of x-axis? Okay, any third question regarding this? Okay, let me ask you, in which quadrant the vector lies? In which quadrant of the plane? Quadrant of the plane. In which quadrant of the plane in which the vector lies? Vector lies. Okay, as this px and py, first of all you must know the vector lies in the xy plane. It is as simple as, because it has only two components. It lies in the xy plane. That is evident from the question itself. In which quadrant it lies, and how to construct the vector? Okay, let me construct the vector. First of all, let me construct the vector p. Vector p is equal to, okay, it's pxi plus pyj. That's the construction of the, okay, if you like, pzk. Now vector p is equal to, what's px? 4 root 3 I plus minus 4 j plus nothing, plus 0, because there is no z component. Now vector p is equal to 4 root 3 I minus 4j. That is the construction of a vector. I made the vector. Now, in which quadrant it lies? In which quadrant it lies? In which quadrant it lies? Okay, that is so simple. It is x, it is y. Now, here it is plus plus, here it is x is minus, minus plus is minus, minus is, okay, plus minus. So, it lies in the fourth quadrant. Why? Because it is x component is positive and j component is negative. So the vector should lie like this. So I want to find this angle at least. This angle. But it is not the angle it makes with the positive x-axis. No, it is not that. But we can find this angle. So what is this angle equal to? Tan inverse perpendicular, that is j component, that is 4 by x component. This is tan theta, it's a perpendicular, this is base, 4 by 4 root 3. That will make it tan inverse 1 by root 3. That makes it 30 degrees. Tan inverse 1 by 3 is 30 degrees, that you must know. Okay, so this is 30 degrees. But the question says, what is the angle it makes with the positive direction of x-axis? So when you make the, we measure the angle with the positive direction, you put the tail, I will make a curved arrow. I will make a curved arrow. The tail of that curved arrow will be on the x-axis. The head of that curved arrow will be on the vector itself. It's a lucid way how to find the angle for a physics person. Mathematics people know better methods, but here we have to discover our own methods. So the angle is like this. This is the angle. Tail of that curved arrow is here on the x-axis. The head is on the vector. So this angle is the angle it makes the positive x-axis, and that is theta prime. That is 360 to total angle. 360 minus 30, and that will make it 330. Answer. Mark it well. See here, this is the angle the vector makes with the positive direction of x-axis. You have this angle also with the x direction, but then you have to go the anti-clockwise. Then you have to go the clockwise direction. Here, anti-clockwise direction, keeping the tail on the x-axis and head of the curved arrow on the vector itself. So that is fifth example. Now let me go to the sixth example. Very important one. Sixth example. Sixth example is about, you see, I have already told you when vectors close up, the resultant is 0. Close up means when the head of the last vector touches the tail of the first vector. So here, I will take three vectors which close up. When the three vectors close up, they must be in the plane. When three vectors close up, they must lie in the plane. It is not possible that they will leave the plane. So here, have a look. It is a vector A, it is vector B, it is vector C. If the three vectors close up, they must lie in a plane. So here I can write an equation. Vector A plus vector B plus vector C is equal to 0. That's what I can write because the head of the last touches the tail of the first. Okay. Now let me suppose this angle is alpha. This is okay. This is alpha, suppose. This is beta and this is gamma. What I want to do is that I want to find a relation between the length of the vector and this angle. Length of the vectors and the angles. Length of the vectors means simply the magnitudes. But the condition is the sum of the three vectors must be 0. The resultant of these three vectors must be 0. As you have so many examples in physics, there are three forces acting on an object and the resultant of all those three forces is 0. So whatever we learn here, we can apply directly, verbatim there. Suppose an object is there. You have three forces acting on the object. When you have three forces acting on the object and the resultant of all those three forces is 0. And whatever physics we will get here or mathematics we get here, we will apply it there. So it is a type of formula that I am getting here so that it can be used there. But there, when the three force on an object is 0, that means the object is in equilibrium. What's the condition for equilibrium? The condition for equilibrium is just that the net force on an object must be 0. Okay. Now see here what I will do. I want to do a little bit of mathematics here. Have a look. Vector A is equal to minus vector B minus vector C. Shifting these two on the right side. These vectors generally follow the algebraic rules that we already know. Shifting these two to the other side, B minus C. Now, I will dot both sides or cross. Yes, that will be better. I will cross both sides by vector B. Cross B vector on both sides. What do you mean by cross vector B on both sides? So, equation, whatever you do to the equation from both sides, it will remain balanced. So, whatever you like to do with the equation, but you have to do it from the both sides. So, what I will do, B cross A, here minus B cross B, here minus B cross C. So simple. I am crossing B with A, B with B, B with C, everywhere. Here, it is B cross A is equal to, okay, it is 0. As you already know, as I have already explained, cross product of two similar vectors, same vectors is 0. So it is minus B cross C. Here I will do something. Have a look. Magnitude from this side is the magnitude of this side. What is the magnitude from this side? That is BA sine. What is the angle between B and A? B is this, A is this, B is like this, A forward. This is the angle between A and B. What is the angle between A and B? Beta? No. It is 180 minus beta. Is equal to. Minus will go with the magnitude. क्योंकि जब भी आप मैग्नीट्यूड की बात करोगे तो वहां नेगेटिव तो आएगा नहीं. तो क्या लिखोगे यहां पर? Again B, C, but angle between B and C. What's the angle between B and C? B is this, forward, taking arrow. C is this, so this is the angle. So it is 180 sine of 180 minus this gamma. I want to do a little bit of mathematics here. Obviously, B will cancel with B. I want to get a rule, very important rule, and sometimes you call that Lamy theorem. Lamy theorem. Yes. Mathematics people call it that. But for us, it is a simple rule which can be derived by a simple method. Okay. Now, it is A. It is sine beta is equal to C sine gamma. Here it is A by sine gamma. इसको यहां पर लाइएगा. Is equal to C by sine beta. Now have a look on the diagram. Have a look on the diagram and see what has happened. Very interesting thing has happened. ये वेक्टर है जिसका मैग्नीट्यूड A है. Divide sine of this angle. अपोजिट करके ये अपोजिट हो गया. A का अपोजिट गामा है, B का अपोजिट अल्फा है और C का अपोजिट बीटा है एंगल और लाइन के हिसाब से. तो ये A डिवाइड बाय दिस साइड, मतलब लेंथ only, because it's length only, length of that vector or magnitude of the vector divided by sine gamma is equal to magnitude of C divided by sine beta. तो they are equal. और अगर मैंने क्रॉस किया B से फ्रॉम बोथ द साइड्स, अगर मैं B से क्रॉस नहीं करूंगा, C से क्रॉस करूंगा, आई विल गेट अ डिफरेंट इक्वेशन and I will get something that can be connected to this is equal to B, I will get divided by sine alpha. This is the rule. A by sine gamma is equal to B by sine alpha is equal to C by sine beta is equal to constant, of course. सब एक इक्वल है. मगर कंडीशन इस कंडीशन के लिए क्या जरूरी है कि इन तीन का जो सम है वो जीरो होना चाहिए. इट इज एज गुड एज दैट. अगर यहां फोर्स F है इस बॉडी पर, ये फोर्स F2 है, ये फोर्स F3 है, इन तीनों फोर्स का रिजल्टेंट जीरो है. इफ आई सपोज दैट, जरा अप्लाई कीजिए ये रूल यहां पर. अगर ये अल्फा एंगल है, ये बीटा एंगल है और ये गामा एंगल है, जरा ये रूल जो है जरा अप्लाई कीजिए. व्हाट विल बी द एप्लीकेशन ऑफ दिस रूल हियर इन दिस केस? अब ये मत सोचे कि यहां ट्रायंगुलर है, ट्रायंगल लाइक है तो यहां ऐसे है. ये इसका रिजल्टेंट जीरो है तो इसका रिजल्टेंट भी जीरो है. सो ऑन द फिजिक्स लेवल इट इज इक्विवेलेंट. Or you can draw this like this, or you can draw this like this. No difference. So what is the equation that I am going to write for this? Okay. What is the equation? What is Lamy's theorem for this? F1, this one. इसका अपोजिट का एंगल क्या है? अल्फा, कोसाइन अल्फा is equal to F2. इसका अपोजिट एंगल क्या है? इस लाइन का अपोजिट एंगल ये साइन बीटा इज इक्वल टू F3. इसका अपोजिट क्या है? साइन गामा. दैट्स ऑल. दिस हैज वाइड रेंजिंग एप्लीकेशंस इन फिजिक्स. समटाइम्स you can directly find the answer. You can just find the answer by applying the rule. Now, seventh example. I will use this so that you become familiar with it. When I use it, you will appreciate it, that problem which can take more time can be done in short time. It can be done within no time, in a minute or so. Have a look. But for this application to be used, I need that the three forces should be there and their net force should be zero, or the body should be in equilibrium. As a physics person or student, as you may be, when a body is in equilibrium, the only condition is that the net force on that body is zero. Seventh point. Now, Let me go to this 7th point like this. Have a look. This is a body. It is pulled by the force F here. F force. It is a string. The force pulls the body in the right direction. Now this body is in equilibrium. Under how many forces? Under 3 forces. One force is this, other force is this tension, and the third force is gravity, that's mg. Mg is the gravity force vertically downwards towards the center of the earth. So my question is, what is this theta? How can you find this theta? How much angle it has gone to the right side? Okay, first I will give you the method that you may possibly know. Have a look. I will draw the line like this. It is theta. It is also theta. Now I will put this t into 2 components. This is t cos theta, and this is t sin theta. And this body is in equilibrium. In equilibrium means now there are 4 forces. अगर इसके मैंने टुकड़े कर दिए ये और ये, तो 4 फोर्स है. ये F, ये mg, t sin theta, and t cos theta. So equilibrium, body is in equilibrium. F net is 0. तो बताइए क्या लिखूं मैं अगर F net 0 है? F net 0 का मतलब यह है कि Fx summation is 0, Fy summation is 0. What is Fx summation? That is F minus t sin theta. ये वाला, ये, that is F minus t sin theta is equal to 0. That will make it F is equal to t sin theta. Now here Fy is equal to 0. So what is that? That is t cos theta, this one, minus what? mg is equal to 0. क्योंकि अगर ये इक्विलिब्रियम में है तो ये भी 0 होना चाहिए. तो what is mg equal to? That is t cos theta. These 2 equations I will divide. Which one? These 2 equations. These 2 equations I will divide. So that will give me F by mg is equal to, it is t sin theta here, it is t cos theta here, t and t will cancel out in division, and it is sin theta by cos theta, that is tan theta. So that will make me theta is equal to tan inverse what? F by mg. That's it. This is how we have solved the problem in a short time, but I will do it other way around using Lenz's theorem, and maybe you think it will be even shorter method and more lucid. So let me take these 3 forces. These 3 forces let me take, and let me use Lenz's theorem to find this theta. तो कैसे करूंगा मैं ये Lenz's theorem को यूज करके? जरा देखिए आप, have a look. This is force F. Tension is this way, it pulls away from the body. Tension always pulls away from the body. This is tension T, and this is mg. What is this angle equal to? 90 plus theta. What is this angle equal to? Total from here to here is 180, and from this tension to this force, this one, that is 180 minus theta. This one, this angle, mark it well. And what about this angle? That is 90. Let me use Lenz's theorem. This force, this F, what should you divide? Sine of this angle 180 minus theta is equal to this force by the sine of this angle mg divided by what? Sine of 90 plus theta. And from here also what you do is here F by this mg down is equal to sine को इधर ले जाइए, that is sine of theta, because sine 180 minus theta is sine theta, divided by this one sine 90 plus theta, that is cos theta. Again that is tan theta. So within no time you did it by using Lenz's theorem. This is the application of Lenz's theorem. So what you did in 2 minutes, you can do it in a half a minute by using Lenz's theorem. Thank you students. Please subscribe to my channel, Tantresa Physics Classes, so that you will get the lectures on whole of physics, total, NEET and JEE, and you don't need to go anywhere. Stick to the channel and get all the lectures anything, everything regarding physics. Thank you.